And we are live. Sophie Hollis is in the house. How you doing, Soph?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm very good, thank you very much. How's Dan?
I'm so good.
You've still got the shorts on. It's still warm out there.
It's
sunny. Still hot out there.
It's a little bit sunny out there, but
you good though?
Yeah, normally we record in the evening. This is a one-off.
So we're recording in the morning shift. Oh, it's afternoon now, and this is nice recording in daylight. We just had the breakfast. Beautiful.
Breakfast.
Oh yeah, we get that. We're changing it up a bit. So let's go right back to October, November time. When we first started doing this pod, we spoke about people who wanted to get on, and Danny put your name up, and then we reached out to a couple of people, and just after we recorded the first ever episode, on the way back, we reached out to a gentleman called Paul Hartness. Who you might, He said, I might have someone who's decent for yourself, Sophie Hollis. And I was like, oh, you mentioned that name. And if I tell you, if I had £1 every time a guest come on and said, you should get Sophie Hollis on,
we'd be rich.
We wouldn't need to do this now. We'd have a studio by now, okay? And we know how busy you are and how hard it is to find time in your day. So we really appreciate you coming on and being here to give us this opportunity to speak to yourself, speak about how far you've gone in women's football and what the future holds for yourself.
Yeah, and I appreciate it and appreciate all you do.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, we play a small part in what you people do. Yeah. So to have the opportunity to speak to yourself, this is going to be a good one. So I think the only way to do this is
straight
to go
back to the beginning.
Yeah, tell us about your career in women's football, how you got started, and we'll do the journey.
Yeah. I feel like I've said this story so many times, but I love saying it. You know,
good.
I love speaking about the journey and stuff.
If you didn't, then this is over.
Yeah. If I get a few yawns, just tell me to shut up. But no, honestly, so I started, I don't know, 2, 3, something like that in the garden with my dad. Only child at the time. My dad was playing football himself when he was younger. My granddad has always been in the family. So as I was growing up, constantly walking around in my football kit, all that kind of stuff. And then along came my brother when I was about 4, and then we started playing together.
Okay.
And then it sort of grew from there. I played with boys right up until under 12, I think.
Is that because at the time it wasn't so big female football?
Yeah, you know what? I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like I liked, you speak about this a lot and all this stuff about, you know, there was no opportunities for girls. Like there was a bit, it just wasn't really a thing. Like, there just wasn't really any girls teams. A couple of girls that played together, like in the playground, but I quite enjoyed playing with the boys. They're rough and tough, and it taught me that. I loved it. And then my first girls team was, I think it must have been like under 10, maybe under 12, which was from the Green Boys and Girls.
Okay.
And I still remember it like it was yesterday. And then we stayed together for ages. And then I moved to Knaphill.
Oh yeah, I know Knaphill.
Yeah, Knaphill for ages. And then was doing all these like, I don't know what they called it at the time, maybe Centre of Excellence or something at Chelsea and stuff like that. Like they had these little foundation stuff going on.
Fulham did a lot of them.
Yeah, Fulham I think I went to. But there was nothing like it is now.
Yeah.
There was no like clear pathway. And then when I got to probably like 16, I was in and out of different clubs. And then when I got to 16, I joined a college program called Pulse. Okay. Local college program to here. Really, really good. I was the only girl.
We hear that a lot about
that, only girl. And then there was like, I don't know, like 200 odd lads. And
how did you feel about that though?
You know what?
Was it daunting, or did you feel, do you know what, I've got to prove myself more?
I did at first, but a lot of the guys that was on the program I knew already. So it made it a little bit easier to transition in. But yeah, it was hard. And then sort of from there, went to America and all that kind of stuff. I feel like I've jumped a load of stuff there. But
no, that's fine. So
that's basically how it started.
Yeah, so going to America, obviously, I'm guessing from what our producer Rebecca's given us, it was a scholarship, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, well, how was that? Being in the UK and then going, right, do you know what, I'm going to go to America and try myself over there. I'm guessing it was playing football over there, right?
Yeah, playing and studying.
Okay.
Well, how old were you when that all came about?
I was in college, what's that, 16, 17?
So we had Maisie Buckler last week who had the same kind of journey there. Obviously, Maisie spoke about her going over there. Women's football in America, going back 10 years ago, was huge.
Yeah.
Like, so was there an expectation for you to go out there straight away and fall straight into it and from the off in college?
You know what, I'm completely honest. When I joined the college program, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Like, I know I kind of wanted to play football. I was sort of on the right path to maybe go down the pathway here in England, but I wasn't like at that level. So when I joined the college program, it was Paul.
Oh, okay.
Paul Harkness
Yeah.
from Pulse and Austin and Sparky, they all sat down and was like, have you thought about America? I went, what do you mean?
Mm.
They're like, well, you can go to America and play football. Like, oh, go on then. Like, well, you know, what's that all about? So they filmed my games. It was a private agent that they had at the time. Filmed my games, I kid you not, a month and a half later, I was out in the States. It was
wow.
mental.
That's such a quick turnaround.
Yeah, it was so quick. And I just remember I had all these different offers from loads of different states. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So I leaned heavily on my agent. I wanted to go for a smaller college because I really struggled in school. Like the thought of going to a big, uni where there's like 250 people in the lecture room, like it's just not.
Especially in another continent as well. Do you know what I mean? That's a big transition at 16, 17 to go over there and trial that, you know.
So what state did you go to?
So I went to Ohio.
Oh, okay. So how is that? Yeah, the same as.
Nowhere. So I started there. It was a community college because I failed what they called an SAT.
Okay.
So like just me.
They're like the mock exam or something.
I don't know. Anyway, I wasn't the brainiest, put it that way. So I had to go to spend another 2 years basically doing college again.
Wow.
So I'd done that, and then I went to my first 4 year, which was called Indiana Tech, technology. So that was in another state. Again, really small private college. I had like some, different offers. I went to different places, sort of.
Was it a good experience out there?
It changed my life.
Did it really?
Yeah.
In what way? Just in regards to, did you grow up quick out there because you're on your own, you're away from parents? I'm assuming.
Yeah. I say I've grown up. It's a bit of a word there, but no. I mean, I had to think for myself for the first time. Like, I'm a real mummy and daddy's girl. Like, lean on them.
Nothing wrong with it.
Oh, they're just great.
Yeah.
And I was like, how on earth do I cope without them around?
Yeah.
Like you got face. Yeah, exactly. How do I cook? How do I do my washing? How do I fend for myself? What does that mean for me?
Yeah.
So
did you find also like the time difference to then be able to ring them was a huge
time difference? I think maybe it was 4 or 5 hours. I think so. It was hard. I remember on my very first day, if my mum and dad watch this, they'll laugh now. I literally landed and I got put in the customs room straight away. The first time I stepped foot on US soil, I'm in a room and there's like armed gunmen staring at me, and I'm thinking, what on earth have I done?
We'll clip this and stick this on the sofa.
Yeah, I'm like, what have I done here? Like, oh my God. Thinking this must have been someone stitched me up here. Yeah. And it turned out I was like 30 days early for my visa.
Oh.
So it was something so simple, but they treated it like I was going to like get shot down, like this is it. Like, this is
so
the
scary.
End. Yeah, like I was obviously on my own, and I'm thinking, oh my God. Wait till I tell mum and dad this. I just want to
farm to America.
Farm to America.
England's most wanted. America's most wanted.
So very, very odd. But then, everything calmed down. I thought, Jesus, what on earth have I let myself in for?
Yeah. And I come over with football bag.
Literally. And then as soon as I got into the college, I'd misplaced my wallet, which had my visa in, which had my passport. So I've called I forgot about the time difference. I'm in a flat and I'm like, oh, this is not good. So I called home, not realising it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, their time. Mum and dad said lights on. They're like, what's wrong? I'm in floods of tears. I want to come home. I've lost everything. Like, I just had a complete meltdown. Which, looking back, I laugh now. It was not funny at the time.
No, if we're going to film this back in the day, the life of Sophie in America.
Yeah, well, it turned out I left my passport and my wallet on top of a bin in a campus when they were showing me around, and they found it.
Wow, that was lucky. Yeah.
So it was
day one.
A rocky start, but no, I mean the team out there, the pastoral care, like everything. I loved it.
Okay, lovely. Yeah.
How long were you out in America for?
So I spent 4 years, maybe 5 years studying. Yeah, I didn't.
How long is that?
Yeah, I didn't end up getting my degrees. I came home.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But then I went back out to coach out there. So I think in total maybe like 7 or 8 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a whole nother life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What difference did you notice between football here to football out there? Because we had a guest on last week, Maisie Buckley. She was saying just over there, even in colleges, people coming to watch the promotion of football over there. It is a different world. Yeah. Now it's caught up a little bit, but we're going back 10 years or so when football was huge then out there.
Yeah. It's so different. The culture out there is you go and watch all the sports. Like I was watching baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, I loved it, but it's a real community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
nice.
all the students come
Excuse
to
me.
watch a game. Like, yeah, the whole thing is great. But the style of play out there is very different to here.
In what way? Speed?
Speed. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just want athletes. If you're not an
Like
athlete, they don't
fitness
want
as
you.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I've never, well, hence the reason I came home. I've never ever been tested like I did out
Yeah.
there. I was not ready.
Really?
Yeah. Hence the reason I started what I have now, because I just got put out there. Thought I'll be all right. It's like
Yeah.
playing here. My God, was I so wrong? So
Yeah.
wrong.
We
And a
again
lot
just
of people don't talk about that.
no,
Just see
not
it.
at all.
No.
Just,
No.
yeah.
Just touching again, and you touched on Maisie last week when they go. It's fitness 4 or 5 days a week
Oh, it's
in the training
outrageous.
programs,
Yeah.
and there's morning and afternoon everything around your curriculum that you're doing as well. Or you're supposed to balance that in itself.
Yeah, I always see like videos of be like 5 a.m. in the gym.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
it was like 4 a.m. wake up, team breakfast in our little team house, straight into training 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock, in the gym doing S&C, like pre-ab sort of thing, and then out on the pitch. And problem is, the reason they done it that way, it kind of makes sense because it was so hot.
yeah.
Oh, God, yeah,
So
I
if you're-
died.
yeah.
Oh my God.
If
I'm
you're
out.
training at like 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
you're talking, it's like 45 degrees. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That
So,
actually makes sense, but
yeah.
4 a.m. wake up call.
Oh yeah, you're out as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
I'm done with the heat. You're done with the 4 a.m. We're out. So with that, obviously being in quite that close knit, did you get to build some good bonds out there with people, like say in the team and everything? Because I think that's got to be key. Coming from England to America, just trying to find that sort of friendship with people.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky. I lived in what they call the International House.
Okay.
So it was me and two. I think everyone was English at the time.
Yeah.
All from the UK going over. So I mean, we loved it. It was good fun.
So looking back on that, is that well, we were touching on IGF, but like I said, that's built the pathway for you to where you are now.
100%.
You've taken so much from that.
Yeah, like the whole reason I started IGF was to try and give back, you know, and to try and think of if I would have done this at this age, where actually could I have got to? And that's like the thing that I look back at the most and think, oh, if there was something in place, or maybe I knuckled down a little bit harder, what could I have actually done?
What you've achieved now is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we're going to touch on that in the second half. Yeah, if anyone don't know, Sophie's the CEO, the founder, the owner, everything of IGF, it's Burgos Football. We're going to come on to that in the second half. So while you were out in America, you touched on it earlier, you had an injury.
Yeah.
And I'm right to believe that stopped you playing?
Yeah.
Full time, was that?
Yeah, so I started having a little bit of trouble. It started off with just like a tiny little knee issue. Like I used to just get like a little bit of
Always the knee.
like a little
The
bit
knee.
of a lock in the knee. I thought it's not right. But the biggest thing for me was my asthma.
Oh, okay.
So I just couldn't, any fitness test, any high intensity session, I was passing out. I couldn't catch my breath back. I tried every inhaler that's humanly possible, from steroids. They just could not regulate it. And I still have the issue now. But that's the biggest reason why I stopped playing.
Really serious. I thought it was just like injury. I didn't know you had.
Yeah, that's so.
Not many people do too. I don't really speak about it much, but yeah, that's the main reason why I stopped.
Wow.
That's probably more or worse than any injury.
Yeah, I can't.
Because there's no comeback from that.
Yeah,
You can't recover from it.
Yeah.
You can't go and play. Well, Joe, I'll go easy on it. It's all or nothing.
Honestly, I tried it again. Like I think it was about maybe 5 years ago, probably even more before that. When I got back from the States, I'm going to have another punt, and I joined Hawley Ladies.
Oh yeah.
I was having a lovely time for about a season, and then I remember it being one game, and it came back again, and I'd collapsed on the pitch.
Jesus.
And then at the time, I was so lucky. Big shout out to Grace if she's going to watch this, but she helped because she was a nurse herself.
Wow.
So I remember being like in and out of consciousness as a grade, like Sophie, like you all right? Like hello?
Oh,
Because everyone's going like, what's going on with her? And I was like, but then I remember them calling my mum, and they're like, oh, this has happened before. Like no one panic.
Yeah.
Just call an ambulance. She'll be fine. And I was in one of those.
Yeah.
What do they call them on your gas mask?
Yeah.
So do you have to
no,
just be
nebulizer
really?
mask.
Oh yeah. Do you
Look
just
at
have
that,
to
he's
be
pulled it out from Grey's Anatomy. I knew that would come in handy
well
one
done.
day.
It's Friday. Let me
Yeah.
Do you just have to be like so careful now of like what you do and when you choose to do exercise?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big dog walker now. That's literally what I've gone to. It's that sad.
No,
I just walk my dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't run in. Like, I'm trying to get back into it because I think where I was so active and then stopped,
Yeah.
like, I think now it's just trying to, like, I'm in my write-off now. I'm not even 30. I
That's
can't even
sad
walk
as well, isn't it? Not
upstairs.
sad, but how something like that you can't control.
No,
I mean, was it something you were just born with asthma? when we spoke about
it honestly, when I was a kid, it was never an issue.
Yeah.
Never an issue. It only started when I really took my football higher, and like I just could not keep up. I was like,
did that affect you mentally?
Great question.
You know what? Where everything has happened so fast, and then when I came back home, the excitement of being back home, being back with my friends, back with my family, I don't think deep down I really wanted to be a footballer.
Okay.
I did think about it all the time. I'm like, maybe I like the idea of being a footballer. You know, like I loved the thought of it, getting all the kit. But actually, did I want to be a footballer? Maybe it was the injury that just like straight away, no.
Made the decision for you.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I had like everything for a reason, all that stuff. But I don't know.
Okay, so because we got a couple of players in our team that we have inhalers by the side of the pitch, and we're mindful of that. Is that something you keep an eye on with youngsters coming in for football as well? That must be more of a specialness to yourself to go, I can relate. And you, again, try to develop a player like that. You see yourself in them coming through as a child.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot around it at the minute, and you know, especially with linking it to anxiety and all that kind of stuff. Is it an anxiety attack? Is it an asthma attack? So I feel like I can help players. You know, I've had it so many times where that's happened, and I guess through my previous experience, I can calm them down. I can figure it out, is it actually asthma or is it actually anxiety and it's a panic attack.
It's funny because we've not really done much on anxiety in episodes in the past, but I remember someone saying to us that you got young players.
Yeah, I was literally thinking
who told it? I don't.
Gregsy.
Oh, Gregsy, Emma Gregory Barnes said she's a player come. Let me get that right. She remember going to her sessions, but players have turned up to go to trials 10, 11, 12, 13 that have got anxiety attacks and they can't get out of the car.
I have it all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah. I mean, you know what it is? I think they just put themselves under so much pressure, and where you're trying to play in a high performance environment, everything is around how you can control your emotions. And for some kids, they're so good at it, and for some, they can't get their heads around it. They don't know what to think. They don't know what to feel. They don't know. They don't understand themselves, let alone anything else. So
is that prevalent in like JPL? You're part of the JPL. So for those who don't know, we've never touched it. The JPL is the Junior Premier League, right? I seem to hear every time if you're part of a JPL, you're at a good level.
Yeah.
And that's where youngsters are aiming for, JPL, then the centre of excellence and things like that as well. So if you're carrying that sort of burden at 11, 12, 13 of anxiety before you even become a teenager, peer pressure adult, that must be hard.
Yeah.
And to balance it with school life as well, or whatever.
That's it, isn't it? And I just say to kids all the time, just enjoy your football.
That's really nice.
They're like 10 years old and they're like, I need to do this. I went, no, you don't. Honestly, like, and I think that's where, when it comes to trials and stuff, I get a lot of feedback from parents to say, I've never had a trial like this, where there's no pressure. Like, really nice. Play with a smile. Like, hey, what's your name? You get to know them as a person rather than as a player. And that's the biggest thing for me, is all throughout my coaching career, who is this individual? How can help me as a person? Because that's what you're going to get the best out of as a player.
Clip that. So you're seeing him as a player rather than a product.
100%. Always.
So good to see. You know
and people want to keep coming back.
So I think that must be testament to yourself and what you've built so far. But again, we've all come on to IGF. But we see so many people talking about IGF. Those are the three letters we hear from everybody walks through this door. You spoke about IGF, like it's so big. Right, so
it still makes me laugh, to be fair, because my brother actually came up with that name.
Oh really? Okay. Shout out to your brother then.
Yeah, literally. I just was sat at home and I went, I want to do something on my own here. I don't know what I want to do, but I want to inspire girls to play football. And he went, well, it's literally your name.
That's it,
I went, oh bloody hell, that's it.
Yeah. That's so nice though, isn't it? We've had, obviously you get players that come and coach for you as well. I think Danny's done one or two lessons. We've had another player that plays with Hannah Such. She speaks about you quite highly as well, and obviously not much she speaks about yourself. Much she speaks about everybody. Everyone knows Matchy. Right, so you've sort of done a miracle. You come back. Am I right to believe that you started coaching a boys' team? Was it? And you were only 18 or something. Was that correct?
Yeah. So out in America, basically, I went back out to coach.
Yes.
And I worked for a company called United Soccer Academy. And I had boys teams and girls teams, more boys than girls. Okay. Which at the time I was a bit like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm a bit out of place. But to be honest, they were good lads.
Was that daunting being a female coming to a boys team, and do you have to think, I've got to earn their respect quick?
How old were they as well? Like
they were 17.
So like a couple of years younger than you.
Yeah. They were young. Well, I say they were young. They were old at the time.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I never really saw it that way.
Yeah.
I think because I coached with a male assistant, they kind of just got on with it in that sense. But ever since that, I found my niche as such, and I found it a lot more easier to coach the girls. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I relate to them. I really don't know. But I just tended to click with them a bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting.
So is that the moment you were like, oh, I want to go into coaching now?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because next on here is level 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You're going to do level 1 and 2, is that correct?
I've done that in college, before I even went out to States to play,
But so from Rebecca also told us that when you've done your course, you're the only female on the course as well.
Yeah.
So again, we hear that a lot.
Yeah.
We've just started to change a little bit now with females getting into courses. But again, did you see that as a right? Do you know what? I've got to not prove myself here, but I want to be someone for females to show you can be a leader in coaching.
Yeah. You know what? I talk about this a lot. I actually quite liked it.
I
got like I don't know. It wasn't a special treatment. It was far from a special treatment. But my tutor at the time, Austin, I mean, he was just amazing. Like, he was so good. He made me feel like part of the group. The coaches, because I used to train with the boys, because obviously there was no. Well, they did. The second year I was there, they tried to get together like a girls setup, which I really appreciated at the time. But yeah, I didn't feel like I was sort of, I guess, out of place is the right words. I felt there was times I was a bit like, oh, this is not great, this is not ideal. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it.
So that was your first going into coaching then, and like you say, when football didn't work out for yourself in America for a couple of reasons, coaching become your thing to do.
Yeah.
So when you go from America to England, where's your next coaching experience? Did you join another team? Yeah,
so the sort of pathway of the coaching was when I got back from coaching out in America, I just joined, volunteered at Camberley Football Club.
Everyone goes through Camberley as well. It's Camberley, Alton, or somewhere else.
So there was a guy called Barry Funnell that I'm assuming is still there. But I hope that he isn't, and he's given himself some time off.
Yeah, okay. We'll tag him, we'll find him.
Yeah,
right, listen to this.
He needs to give himself a break. But he was brilliant, you know. And I said to him that I want to do something, and help. There was a guy also called Mark Dodson.
I
recognise that name.
Yeah, his name's been out. About, and he helped me as well. So basically, my journey started. Spit it out. Journey started.
We'll keep that. We'll keep it in.
You'll get a few of them. Started at Camberley, where there was just like I helped out with a couple of sessions, I think it was, and I said to a few of the girls, "Would you want to do this like sort of outside of Camberley? Like if I started my own thing?" They're like, yeah. So that's literally how it started. Yeah. So
as easy as that.
Yeah. 6 girls at my first session at Ash Manor.
Okay.
Yeah, I was working there at the time, so I was like, "Can I have the pitch for free?"
So before we go into the second half, you started with 6 girls.
Yeah.
On average, how many do you reckon you've got? This is the money net.
A ballpark figure, roughly about 10,000.
Bosh. We're going to finish on part 1, and we're going to come straight to part 2 and the 10,000 Army at IGF.
Yeah.
And we are back with Sophie Hollis for part 2. As you just heard, Sophie got 10,000 plus youngsters playing for IGF Academy. So we're going to go straight into IGF, Inspire Girls Football, how it come about, the motto of what it's about. So this is your moment now. IGF, tell us how it come about.
Yeah, so obviously backtracking, I had 6 girls at my first session. 6
How does
girls.
that make you feel going, oh, there's only 6 right now? Like, how are more girls going to get involved?
Yeah. I thought about it because I knew who had signed up before the session. So I thought, right, I've got 6 girls here. How am I going to grow this? How am I going to make sure these 6 kids have the best session they've ever had? So then they go away going, oh, I went to this session last night, and bring a friend. So suddenly those 6, they left buzzing, like the parents were so happy. They then brought a friend next week, and it turned into 12. And then those friends brought their friends along. And then suddenly I'm like at this session with like 40 kids going, how am I going to do this now? Like, do I need another coach? Like, what's going on here? And that's honestly, that's how it went. So we found our feet a little bit more. We started doing more sessions during the evening. I contacted some of my friends that played. I was like, oh, like, I can put you through your badges and stuff. Would you be interested?
That's good.
That's nice.
And that's how it started with my very first coach, who was called Paige. And we just like smashed through it. We had like sort of maybe 4 sessions, I think, in the evenings. And then the dreaded lockdown happened.
COVID.
Yeah, literally.
So COVID coming in March 2020 or 2019?
2020.
2020.
2020. So COVID coming, right? Some people struggled, some people benefit. How did that affect IGF?
So we were literally like, I think 4 months into it. And I just announced that we were going to do our first like holiday camp. And then it's like, bang, everyone's locked in. And I was like, oh, well, what now?
Yeah.
And I'm the type of individual, I can't sit still.
Yeah.
Once I've got this
ADHD people.
yeah. Once I've got this vision, like that's it. Like nothing really is going to stop it. So I thought, all right, I'll just do Zoom sessions. So I said, I was living at home at the time. I said to Mum, because she also works from home. I said, right, from this time, can I please use the living room to do some Zoom sessions?
Like booking in a schedule.
Yeah, literally. And I'm there with the music going, and like I had like at the time just the kids that I coached.
Yeah.
And I was doing like ball mastery stuff with them, and I loved it. I think I loved it more than the kids, to be completely honest. It was like my 1 hour of the day where I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
And then I posted something on Instagram, and I was like, free Zooms, because I never charged. I was like, free Zoom sessions, like, like all this stuff. And then,
Picture.
Yeah.
and then that was it. Like, honestly, the first session was my very first like public Zoom session. Had like 100 kids in there. And at the time I thought, oh my God, like, this is unreal. Got 100 kids there all watching me. And then I had contact from like a player saying, I've seen what you're doing on Instagram. Can I come on and talk to the kids? And I was like, yeah. Like, that's so cool. So I
We're like us for this pod. We get overwhelmed by people. So you'd have that. Then you realise, I'm onto something.
Yeah, I had all sorts of people come on, from Lottie from Arsenal to Chloe Petplow and all these people. And I thought, this is great.
Yeah.
And then honestly, there was one session we had about 2,000 to 3,000 kids tune in to like our
That
like
spike
Zoom.
of just gone up.
Like, I think everyone was on their phones. All the kids were so bored. They miss football.
Yeah.
They can't go to the park. They get shouted at by their parents or the local police officer that was walking down. Get back to your house. And everyone was bored, but there's nothing to do. So,
Everyone's front room getting smashed
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Right? No one does skills and go for the wall. The windows are getting the windows everywhere they go.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was like fittest I've ever been.
Yeah.
I was taking part in all the sessions.
Yeah.
That, and honestly, since lockdown, because we had kids tune in from Wales, we had kids tune in from Essex, kids tune in from Manchester. And once lockdown had finished, I got so many messages from parents saying, someone really wants to meet you in person. Like, how do we do this? And honestly, that's just where it just went bonkers.
Yeah. Some people say
Absolutely
COVID was awful, but for you, COVID sounded like it was the best thing to heighten IGF and just to put it out there to everyone. Especially doing just free Zooms, it's like everyone can be involved.
Do you know what it also probably did as well? And I'm going to be a little bit sentimental here. You probably helped a lot of kids, right? Through a very dark time in the country where we're adults going through COVID, and some people struggled. Kids were pretty scared about what's going on out there, not knowing are they going to see their friends again. Imagine being 6 and 8 years old, killing disease out there, right? To have that switch off that time, kids must have loved that, So just the mental health of kids who were struggling then, it's a credit to yourself to do that. You deep it like that.
No, that's
it's phenomenal.
The best point that could have come out of that COVID.
Because we speak about even kids we know now that when they're at school, not being around their school friends, not having that playtime, the prime development of a child to not have that. So to have that there.
When you think of it that way, it probably makes sense.
Yeah.
And they built, it was quite cute. They called themselves the IGF squad. and from that, we started doing merch.
I was about to say put it on merch.
We started doing some merch, and they brought all these top kids in Manchester, Wales, Essex. They're all wearing these IGF squad at the back. Oh, honestly, it melted my heart. It was so cute. Yeah, really, really cute. And they used to there was one kid that got loads of T-shirts and made the letters IGF in their garden. And I thought, it's so cute.
It's something you've made, and then seeing it out there for everyone to be a part of.
But no, that's honestly where it kick-started.
Yeah. So once, also, I suppose, I don't know if I'm right in saying this, once you're coming out of COVID, there's then this expectancy to go, right, now what? All these kids are looking at me for something. Yeah. I can't physically reach kids in Manchester and Essex and that. So what was the next step from coming out of COVID then to getting coaches involved? places to do this?
Yeah. So I think after COVID, where I'd been smashing my head at the wall for 2 years,
Yeah.
I think it was literally like 2
Yeah,
years.
it was.
So
It was crazy.
I thought I need to just, that's it. I'm just going to go for it. So I started to reach out to local schools and said, look, like, you know, may have heard me, no, not heard me. I'd love to come in, offer my services. So I started doing everything for free to start with, you know, just to, because the main aim for me was to build, I guess, brand awareness of what I was doing. And then eventually, obviously, I needed to stop doing it for free because I
need to live as
I
well.
need to live, you know, I want to move out, I want to get a mortgage, all this sort of stuff. So that's where I started. I started working in schools. I built a really good reputation with the school. To then they were like, right, we're happy to start paying you now. And then I started to charge my evening sessions. And then we started doing football camps.
Yeah.
And that was when I realised I was like, this could actually turn into a full-time job if I really wanted it to be. So we started doing more and more things. Started to offer different levels. So some girls were like high potential players, and then some were just kicking the ball for the first time.
Yeah.
And then I started to realise there's obviously needs to be some sort of pathway now, so I can get the best out of every single individual, because there's no point in putting someone that's just started football in a 1v1 against the kids that wants to get into an academy. No one's going to benefit from that. So that's how it started.
And you sort of caught it at the right time with the Lionesses.
Yeah.
Youngsters tuning in for England for the first time, or women's football for the first time as well. So you started to put this class on everything. How far are we reaching out? How far, say someone's listening, what areas do you cover?
Yeah, so I mean, at the minute, so basically the whole reason that we started the different sort of sessions was for that pathway. So we do camps in Cardiff, which again, that was someone reached out to me. Love what you do in England, love to do it in Cardiff. We travelled to Essex and I bring all my coaches with us. We find it great. We stay in an Airbnb, we have a great time. And then we've done some stuff in Bournemouth, but we're mainly based out of Guildford now.
Okay.
So as of 2 years ago, I set up my own football club. So that was an extension of what we do at IGF. So a lot of people get confused between what is IGF and what is a football club. So IGF is like a wraparound care. It's reception all the way through to college kids, form, you know, advanced technical centres for the ones that are nearly there. And then there's foundation sessions where kids just love football and they want to be with their mates. We do school sessions, college sessions, one-to-ones. And then alongside that, I realised there was a big gap between grassroots and academy. So we set up our own football club.
Okay.
So that's the Inspire Girls Football Academy. So we've got 3 squads based out of Surrey Sports Park. We train twice a week, play on Saturdays in the Junior Premier League. And then that is what I'm looking to build sort of for the future, really.
For the ages coming through.
Yeah.
So would that be what? So with the, like you say, the IGF football team, that's why I was asking questions now. Would scouts come down and look to see what players you've got there to take them on to other clubs, or go, look, we can give them a possibility at Brighton or Chelsea or something like that?
I've seen some that you posted. I've gone to Fulham.
I've seen that.
So
I'll find out there.
Yeah. Well, we've been going 2 years and we run our football club completely different to anyone else. So because we don't have visions of a women's team, a full-on football club, I'm more interested in how can I actually give these kids a platform to
develop them.
To, you know, basically push them and showcase them. So we've got, you know, through my connections through IGF and stuff, we've got contacts pretty much so there's 21 PGAs in the country, and we've got contacts with them to basically say, look, these are our players. So we send them showcase reels. So we have a VO film all of our games. We make a show reel for them, send them off. So in the 2 seasons that we've done, we've had 7 signings from Chelsea to Fulham to Charlton to Brighton to Crystal Palace, all sorts.
How does that make you feel going, oh, I've created this team and then I've got players now going to play for academies like Chelsea and Fulham?
Yeah, I think for me it's a bit of a pinch me moment, because the reason I started the football club was for opportunities. I didn't think it would happen this quickly. So yeah, I mean, even today I had a message just before this podcast from a parent saying just been invited into Chelsea to trial. So it's like, for me, that's the reason why I wake up in the morning. It's giving kids opportunities that they wouldn't normally do and being able to give back.
And you're very humble about it as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You hear a lot of good things about yourself. People come on and go, she's a nice person, to talk to everything.
Yeah. I just want to give back. Football has given me a career, it's given me a life lessons. And if I could have a small piece in a kid's journey, you know, and help them in just like being a person to start with, discovering themselves. What does it mean to be 16? What does it mean to be going to college? Like all these things that I've experienced where, you know, I've had my difficulties along the way.
Yeah.
How can I help these kids to be the best versions of themselves? So, no, I mean,
it's never rewarding to hear. This is a nice podcast.
There's been many moments with this podcast I keep getting goosebumps. Well, it's so good to hear.
So,
it's so nice. It's just local in this area.
Yeah,
it's all local, yeah.
We said about before, you've got Farnborough, Aldershot, Ash, Badshot Lee, Frimley Green. You've got some big teams around there alone, okay? Southern region teams as well. Plus whatever's coming on, like you say, for Guildford as well. Let's go back a little bit to, say, 2019 when you started IGF.
Yeah.
Was there any competition in the area, or was it like pretty much like, there's nothing, I have to do something here?
There's just nothing. There's nothing. And to be honest, even now, like there are some bits out there, but not really to cater for everyone.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of like, you know, elite sessions and elite this and elite that, which is great, and it's fantastic that they're given a platform, but like start from the foundation.
Yeah, you made a great point earlier on. It's about, if you, like you say, putting a one-on-one with this level and that level, okay? People want to start, they won't play football for whatever reason, just because they see it and they want to do it. So to have that little, it's not all about being here. These people have just as good a time and what level they want to reach.
Yeah, honestly, to be honest, if there's anyone watching this, do it. Because we have so many kids in our sessions, and sometimes our stuff is full. And I'm actually having to say to kids, I'm so sorry, I can't offer you a session because there's just nothing. So yeah, anyone that is thinking about, I mean, I left school with maybe 2 GCSEs and, you know, went through all the struggles in uni. I hated classroom stuff.
You found a niche.
I found a niche and I followed my passion and just turned it into a business. So you don't need to be, you know, the brainiest person in the world and all this stuff. Just if you've got a passion, follow it, and then it just leads you to hopefully.
It's brilliant. I'm sitting here just hanging on every word, because managing a women's football team and working with development players at Farnborough and everything, not that it's the same ages or anything. When you see a player that you develop and you work with come 2 or 3 years, you see how much they step up, you know. For me, I think one of my personal highs when I done my pod was watching the player from the development team that we signed from an under-18s team play for Farnborough first team. I was like, oh, that was my high. So to see what you're doing and smash that and send them to Chelsea and Fulham and that's like, you could be looking back in 10 years' time watching them, you never know, walking out for England.
Yeah, I mean, one of my biggest aims has always been to try and help that. You know,
do you remember? I made you, I gave you that.
Yeah, I mean, I still like, because we stop at 16s for our academy, and I still go out and watch the kids that are at Fulham B1. And it's so nice for them to see and be like, oh, how are you doing? You know, and they're messaging me all the time when they're journeys and yeah. But one of the things that we offer, you know, is that pastoral care. Is, you know, how can we help you as a person and reach what you've got to reach? Because it's not just, you know,
it's not a product, it's a person.
Yeah.
And one thing we've noticed about this pod and doing the grassroots as well, especially, is we've had people come on like yourself, like George Gore, who worked at the physios at Southampton, come back and give that top level to grassroots and treat everyone as an individual person, you know. So to hear that is exactly what IGF, you say, is about. Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's, you know, inspire, develop, empower are our slogans. You know, inspire them to play, develop them as people, empower them to go on and be whoever they want to be. And hopefully that's playing for England one day, you know. But
and just the team that you have around you as well.
Yeah, honestly, I could not do what I do without the people around me, you know, because I was struggling to manage my diary. I didn't really understand what it means to keep my books, my bookkeeping. Like, you know, I failed maths 7 times. Like, Jesus, like, what hope have I got? So, you know, getting the right people involved. I've got an amazing team of coaches at the academy and in IGF, and they're great.
I'm right in thinking you've got players that have played at an international level in Wales, Jess Fishlock.
Yeah, so
doing a bit of work yourself, is that correct?
Yeah, well, she reached out and basically said, well, it wasn't through her, it was through her agent. Who's,
it's not bad, is it? Okay.
Always.
While people speak to your people.
Yeah. And they just said, like, look, there's nothing here in Wales, which there isn't. It's so sad, you know. And what our pathway, what we've got here in England is like ridiculous amounts of years ahead, Wales. And we just go there, we get 150 kids that come to camp. We love it, you know, and they love it. And, you know, all the kids from that 4 years old all the way through to 16, you know, and they're asking, how do I work the pathway here in Wales? I'm going, well, I don't know. Let me get back to you on that. So you know, girls football is growing, at a rate that I cannot keep up with, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
It's just ever since the Euros, just gone boom.
That's good, isn't it? Nice to hear.
Mm.
One of the key things when we've done a bit of research about yourself was role models. There wasn't too many role models to look up to as a young girl growing up. There is now, Russo, Toonies, people like that as well. But people must be looking at yourself and seeing yourself as a role model as well. And you should be giving that aura out there to, if you, as a female, you can achieve what you want to achieve in the women's game, whether it be coaching, playing, whatever, you can do that.
Definitely, you definitely can. And I still, the classic imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I still have it now. Even this morning, woke up and done a careers talk at Godalming College.
Yeah.
And I was telling them about imposter syndrome and that you just got to believe in yourself. And then you can see their faces looking at you like, you don't know what you're talking about. But that was me at their age. I remember like people coming and doing all these inspiration talks where they're like, I've done this, and you're thinking, yeah, well done, good for you. That's not going to be me. But then actually like, oh, it actually was me. And then you're like, oh, maybe that's it's just funny, isn't it? Because I remember being in an assembly, staring at these people coming in, going,
we don't get that where we come from.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
like, listen.
There's me still trying to, getting one-to-ones to support after school today because I can't even pass maths. Like, come on, mate, give it a break, going to be a millionaire. All right.
But yeah, that's all. It's like I say, just looking back on your journey, this is what this podcast is all about. It's her journey. This is your journey. And what you've done is amazing, And I think there's not a lot of times you get to sit back and reflect on yourself and what you've done so far.
We do a lot of reminiscing. Like just what people have done and go, that's actually brilliant. And just reflecting. It's really nice.
Massively. I mean, when these stories go out, we get a lot of previous guests come on going, I had so many messages from people going, I didn't know that about this, or didn't know that about what you've done there. And it's a nice feeling to get to look back and go, actually, I'm changing people's lives for the better here. Yeah. And that's what you're doing week in, week out with girls.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get a lot of parents mainly asking, which hence the reason I wanted to come on as well, was like, what is your journey? And, I know that you played football and all this stuff, but, to go into detail about, the struggle that I had, going through school and all that sort of stuff, and the injury and how that set me back. And actually, it was just one of those things maybe that was meant to happen. But yeah, I mean, I can't lie, there's definitely been some struggles along the way.
So,
oh my God.
So in what, just before we move on to the Q&As from some guests that said, what's been the hardest struggle so far from it?
Hardest struggle. I think I'm very much a people pleaser. Like I like to keep everyone happy. I want to get everyone involved. And when I stepped into the management side of it, my dad warned me because he was a coach. He was my coach, my brother's coach for like 12 odd years. He went, just be careful. Because not everyone agrees with you, and not everyone sees, the back end of what we do to support these players and stuff. And everyone's got an opinion, which you are absolutely welcome to your opinion, but sometimes I don't want to hear it.
Put on much.
Yeah, keep that to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, overall, I think 90% of the time I love what I do. There is that small 10% I wake up and think, or I see a message and I go, really?
Yeah, there's always going to be those people out there. It's just not everyone's going to have the same opinion, but it's just how you deal with it, isn't it?
Definitely learning that part.
Put
your phone down, Sophie.
We could.
Like, just leave.
Yeah, I'll get a message come from. I'll go,
So when of management.
I'm shaking now with the body.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, listen, thank you very much for reposting this stuff we do about yourself. When your post went out, we had so many people just follow the pod off the back of you,
nice.
Which is, again, we're just trying to grow our people out there kind of thing. Every time we get a new follower, we're like, who's this? And we look at it and it's Sophie Hollis. Oh, that's a connection. Everyone, there seems to be a diagram coming back to you, a Venn diagram back to yourself. But on that, we've had a few questions coming from people. We had a lot come in. If we did them all, we'd be here till close. So we picked out the best one so far. But one we always start with is a footballing high and a footballing low.
Footballing high. Is that playing?
It can be anything in life. It can be anything, playing, coaching. If you've been to a game, I'm a West Ham fan, so not any highs. It's always been playing and coaching.
I think my biggest footballing high is probably when I set up the football club.
Yeah.
And that very first meeting with the players and the parents, and I'm speaking about what I want to achieve, and there's all these kids in all their Inspire Girls football kits, and I'm like, it's actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, and all the stuff that I've spoke about since I started IGF, what I wanted to do with it, that wrap around, getting kids to play football. Once they're in, how do we keep them in? Right now they're in, how do we get them higher? And then you look at these kids all and they're so excited to get going, and they've got all their new boots on, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to potentially change these kids' lives, you know. So
your dream is to come true, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you have an idea and you're like, oh, I'm actually standing in front of this idea that you had.
It's scary as well, isn't it?
It's scary. It's scary, and it's a lot of responsibility, but I love it.
You grow into it, do you? I suppose through experiences in what you've had to do in life.
Definitely. And there's still like parents send me questions. I'm like, I actually don't know the answer to that, but let me get back to you, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's just right. You don't have to know everything.
No, definitely don't know everything. I definitely don't. And I think the funniest thing is when a lot of people ask, how have you got so big so quick? I cannot give them an answer because I don't know. It's just happened. I don't know. The kids want to play football. I think it's half the thing.
So I've got a question then. My hands are up now. Oh, Hesham. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see IGF? Where would you like to see? Like, not where do you? Where would you like to see yourself in 10 years?
To be honest, just doing what I'm doing now. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but I don't have this big vision of I'm going to have like everyone and their dog come to the sessions. Like, I quite like the fact that IGF is community, small. The only reason we go to these different towns is holiday clubs.
Yeah.
And I want to keep it at that. You know, everyone's like, you're going to franchise, you're going to do this. And as much as it would be nice to generate millions of pounds, it's not me.
And you like the wholeness of it.
I love the wholeness of it. I love being able to reach out to
it's pure.
Like
you set out, not saying anything like. But you give it
when
that.
I go for coffee meetings with some of the parents, where they've maybe just come to 2 or 3 sessions, reach out, oh, so-and-so's really wants to push her football. No, meet me at Starbucks on a 331 and we'll sit down.
I don't want to.
So just all these sorts of things. And as much as I would love to franchise and for IGF to be everywhere, I kind of feel like it would lose the...
But that's why we said you're humble.
Yeah.
That's what everyone said. Everyone's come and said to us, she's so humble, you'll see that. There we go. Right. So if you've got £1 million, you're going to get it in. She doesn't want it. You can invest in the pod. Exactly. I'm not humble. I'll take it.
Another question someone asked: what moment in your career made you feel like this is why I coach?
Oh, God. You know what? Honestly, it sounds so cliche, and I don't want to come across like it, but nearly every day, because I'm reaching out to parents and I'm getting a lot of, this is what she does today, and I think. The biggest one that sticks out for me, I think, is a player. I'm not going to name her name. I'm pretty sure she'll know who she is. She got released from a club and her confidence was on the floor. She got told that I won't say it, but she's too this, she's too that. And she was a broken person, like let alone player, coming into us. And we spent a lot of time rebuilding her character, telling her she's good enough, a lot of work on herself, a lot of rehab work, and then she, at the end of the season, she got signed by Brighton. Wow. And that for me, I was like, she was only with us for maybe, I think, 1 season. Yeah. And I just thought, like, she's being told you can't do this, you can't do that, spat out of one club because you can't do X, Y, Z. And then actually all she needed was someone to put their arm around her and go, you can do it. And then, she's gone on and done what she's done now, and she's just got a 2-year extension to her contract at Brighton, and she's flying. Really proud of her.
That was basically answering another question. What's a success story from someone that you'll never forget?
Do you know what's phenomenal on that? We've had guests come on before that their own experiences, they've been told you're not good enough, this, that, and the other. I go, okay, that's one person's opinion, but that's enough to crush someone. Okay, we get it on comment. We get comments on the poll or Instagram. We're like, that's really good, that's good. Oh my God, look at that one. And we're like, fuck. And that will play in our mind for other things. It could be something stupid like, oh, the sound didn't sound that great or whatever, it's only studio. But that'll play on our minds for a little bit, and then we like to overthink.
We overthink, and then we overthink, and we're like, all right, how can we adapt this? And it's just...
and there's been so many, like, I guess, setbacks is the biggest one. Like, touching on earlier, I don't think I said about my lowest point of coaching. I nearly lost a football club. Like, I can't go into the ins and outs of it, but I was like, I've done all this work, and it's like, in a click of a finger, without even realising what was happening in the background, I'm like, hang on a sec, like, this is my whole career. Like, you're trying to take, because the football club is the name, right? Inspire Girls Football Academy is Inspire Girls Football. So that was definitely the lowest point for me. But, you know, I didn't give up. I kept fighting back, got lawyers involved, all sorts happened. Yeah, it was not fun. In fact, my partner Jade, like, hats off to her, my goodness, because I just dealt with so much.
Yeah.
And my parents helped, and Kevin, who helped me with the football club and everything else, he's just the best person ever. And he knows that. And they really just kept me on the straight and narrow, because my God, I would have lost my head. Big time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and again now, you know, we've got the football club established again, and it's thriving, and I love it. And yeah, but that was definitely the lowest point.
How competitive is that JPL?
I get so many questions. So the JPL a couple of seasons ago was like, it was a very small league. I was quite lucky. I sort of started coaching for them in the very early days of the league sort of being established. And I would say now the regional leagues are getting better.
Okay.
The national, there's a huge difference between the national league and the regional league. There's some regional teams, I'm like, how have you got into the JPL? But
they get in,
in somehow. And for me, I keep thinking back to it's all experience. It's all experience. But I would say the level is good. I still think there's a huge jump between JPL and PGA, like huge jump. But you know, there are teams and organisations that are bridging that. But yeah, I mean, what the JPL do for girls football is phenomenal. So I would never ever take that away from them. I think the platform they can give, they do what they call rep teams.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, I'm part of that program, and we go out to Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus. You know,
Take it.
We're meant to be going to Qatar next week, but that got cancelled because there's a few bombs in there.
Yeah, just a few.
How inconsiderate.
Just a few. Yeah, I mean, even we speak about it quite a lot. But if anyone's new listening, listen to the past episodes. Just around here, go back 5 years. There was no women's teams in Farnborough, Farnham, Ash, Aldershot. Aldershot have got a dev team coming out next season. So just for women's football in this area alone, in the Hampshire League, it's grown 35, 40 teams in 2 seasons. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Like even Surrey League, 6 new teams in Surrey last season, another 15 ones into the Surrey League in the women's next season. It's all good, and it's growing so quick that we find as a football club, and I think a few others find, when players are coming in, you've got players starting that have never kicked the ball at 23, 24, looking to start. That's where the Women's Flexi League comes in as well, which is very handy for people to go out, get some experience, 7-a-side, 6-a-sides, but also credit to other teams like Farnborough who do rec football, where there's no pressure, no league, come down, have a kick about as well, and get the love of women's football.
Yeah, and then grow and see how far you can get, but just having it open to everyone.
Well, you see on Facebook all the time, you got the people saying, "Oh, my daughter wants to play football. She's 4 years old." It's like 4. You know, when you see kids, you see girls walking down with a foot under their arm. Yeah. Okay, I'll say to you, look at that. Look at girls that play football. You'd never seen that 10 years ago, you know.
No, definitely not. And I still laugh. And I had my best one so far. I had an email come through. I think it was literally 2-3 weeks ago. My daughter is 1. Can she come to your session? I was like, right, okay, could she walk?
Just holding her, just kicking the ball like that.
I thought, wow. I thought it was brilliant. I called him and I said, your email really made me laugh. He was, oh, did it? I went, that's brilliant. I said, come back to me when she's 4.
Just a bit too young.
There's one more question.
Go on, far away.
What does success mean to you personally?
I love that question. I can't remember saying it, but that's a great question.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What does success mean to me?
Yeah.
Because I think we spoke about other people's success, you know what I mean? And it can be anything, not just like we spoke about Ash. This club was so close to folding the women's team, so close that for me, success in this team, we're still in now.
Yeah.
And we missed the league by 2 points last season, so everyone expected us to win the league this season. That must have been such an unsuccessful season. We're still alive.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of the reason that I do what I do every day is obviously inspiring kids to play football. So I guess a success for me is women's football growing and still offering the role models, still offering the pathways, still allowing these kids to be whoever they want to be whilst playing the game they love. Because that's obviously why I am who I am through football.
Yeah.
You know, and that, I guess, to me is success, is doing something you love every day.
What a great way to end the pod, you know what I mean?
So
There's so much we can clip from this. Listen, Sophie, thank you so much. Like I say, we spoke about you the last 3, 4, 5 months. Everyone who walks through this door mentions you. We know how busy you are. We've had to, because I wasn't well and you're busy, we've rearranged this a couple of times, but we wanted to get you on, and we are so glad we have, okay?
Yeah,
We
no,
can't
thank
thank
you
you
so
enough.
much for getting me on. You know, what you do is great, and you know, keep
Brilliant, thank you
plugging
so
away,
much.
keep highlighting all the amazing people in football.
When you're up there and you're famous, we'll be clipping this and putting it back out again. We gave her a shout out on the pod.
That's right, I won't be asking for millions of pounds.
Like, listen, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Like I say, any past episodes, go back and have a listen. Please click the like and subscribe. It's going to be wherever Danny puts it. I know if I point here, Danny puts it over there, so it's going to be here. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. I've been Blaine Conway.
I've been Danny Parsons.
Bosh.